Yo, what's up, everyone's Deuce. Happy Monday to you all, or if there's such thing. Hope y'all are having at least a good start to your week. Actually, it's funny. I just uploaded this video. I just made one. This is going to be, by the way, my review of last night's Survivor Series. I apologize for doing it now. I actually didn't watch it live last night. I watched it till someone uploaded it after the show. It was up late last night, but I did see the whole show. And I worked till 4 today, so figured I'd just do my review now. But I was gonna say I actually just did this video. I don't know why. I'm using and I uploaded fine everything, and I played the video, and it was just the sound. It was like everything was echoed. It was just really bad. So I'm using Safari now to record this video like I usually do. But I was using Google Chrome before, which, by the way, is an awesome browser. And I don't know what it was with that. I guess for some reason it just the volume. I tried reducing the echo and all the options, they have, but it still wouldn't work. So whatever. I'm just trying to do what brought me to the dance, if you will, what I've always done. So just use Safari. But yeah, last night's Survivor Series, it was an okay. It was definitely one of the more lackluster Survivor Series in recent memories, in the last 5 years, definitely. Just wasn't that. There was 3 weeks build up. I mean, come on, you can't really put together a quality pay-per-view, especially being one of the big four in just 3 weeks. That's why I wish, the build up from between Night of Champions and Hell in a Cell, that was 5, almost 6 weeks build up. It almost seemed like that was great build up. The Sheamus Big Show match had great build up. Like, I just don't understand why. I just wish that time, the 6 weeks it could have been from between Hell in a Cell to Survivor Series, they could have used that instead of 3 weeks, but things could have been better. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. What are you gonna do? But overall, it was an okay show. It wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't amazing or a very good show. So but I'm gonna try and do this quickly as possible. So yeah, the pre-show, which it was Heath, Slater, and Jinder versus who I thought was gonna be Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel, but apparently last second they changed it to Zack, Ryder, and Santino. So I watched this on YouTube. It wasn't long at all. It was like just under 10 minutes. Not really much of a tag team match. I am a fan of 3MB. I think they're hilarious. I think maybe have someone else in there other than Jinder to replace him. But I'm just a big fan of Drew McIntyre too. So I'm happy he's finally getting TV time. Even if it is starting with this goofy 3MB shit. But yeah, Slater and Jinder picked up the win. 1.5 stars. Not really a special tag team match, so yeah. So then the show opens up. We are inside the Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. It was a pretty good crowd too. Yeah, so first match of the night was a bonus match that was added last second. Traditional Survivor Series elimination tag team 5-on-5 matchup. Brodus, Clay, Justin Gabriel, Tyson Kidd, so that's why they were taken out of the pre-show match. Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara versus Darren Young, Titus O'Neil, the primetime players, Primo, Epico, and Tensai. This was a pretty good match, actually. Pretty good opener. I'm going to give it 3 stars. I'm not going to waste any time with the ratings. Just tell you what not do the whole build-up and tell you how I felt at the end. I'll just tell you right away. 3 stars, very solid. I'm happy to see some of these mid-card guys getting some spotlight. Tyson Kidd looked really good. I really like him. I think he's got a whole ton of potential. Whole lot of potential. Same goes for Justin Gabriel. And Tyson Kidd actually eliminated someone with the sharpshooter last night. Sharpshooter in the match, Primo, I think was pretty cool. But yeah, Brodus was eliminated first. That's always good to see. It's funny, he tried to do that, hooks the leg and overhead throw suplex. I don't know what you call it. His she-plex. I don't know. But he tried that on Tensai and just completely botched it. I think it was almost like Tensai was sandbagging him because he already did that to Ryback. So it wouldn't surprise me. But when he tried to hit him with shell shocked, but yeah, it just looked terrible. It just ended up looking like a really sloppy flapjack, and yeah, it was just terrible. But I'm always happy to see. Then Tensai his finisher on Brodus eliminate him. So I was really happy to see Brodus get eliminated first. I just think that whole gimmick is a mess, a joke. I love Titus and O'Neal and Darren Young. I really want to see them hold the tag team titles someday. Hopefully it's soon. I really hope they don't get broken up, and if they do, not for a year or two. Because these two are good. But yeah, the finish of the match came when Ray hit a splash off the top on Darren Young. Darren Young was the last member on his team. So the lone survivors for Ray's team were Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, Justin Gabriel, and Tyson Kidd. So, actually 4 guys in the ring with talent, not Brodus Clay. So that's nice those 4 survived. So yeah, it's a good match, 3 stars just kick off the show. Then we have Divas title match. Oh yeah, then backstage we have the Divas title match is up next. But before that, we see Kaitlyn walking backstage, getting ready to come out to the curtain. And she's attacked by some chick in a black hoodie. It was a WWE 13 hoodie, and she had a blonde wig on. And she was doing a good job of concealing herself at first, but trying to see who it was. And it ended up being Oksana, who just kind of ran off. And then Eve appears out of nowhere and says, "Kaitlyn, oh my God, are you okay? You know, I wouldn't want anything to happen to you before our title match." And then Eve got shoved by Kaitlyn, so we go out to the ring, and out comes Kaitlyn. With that blonde wig in hand, you know, that she just took from Oksana. And then out comes Eve, the Divas champion. Personally, I'm a big fan of Eve. I think she's a great heel. I love her little, you know, she says now Madison Rayne is saying she stole this from her, which I've seen Madison do that, you know, but I just think Eve is, you know, more attractive than her. And I think she's a better wrestler than her, better in the ring, better heel. So, yeah, Madison, shut the fuck up. Yeah, so, yeah, Eve coming down, you know, doing that. I just think Eve's a great heel. Really enjoyed her as Divas champion. Definitely my favorite diva right now. I need to stop gushing over her. Yeah, Eve basically suckered Kaitlyn to the outside and then tossed her back in and hit her with a swinging neck breaker, of her like snap neck breaker. So 1, 2, 3. Good to see Eve retain. So yeah, it was a good Divas match. Eve's good in the ring. They're getting better, the Divas matches. Apparently an Eve AJ feud is planned for the future, and apparently they said, I was reading about it, this is going to be a lot more involved, you know, a lot more stuff going on than any recent Divas feud that's happened in the past. So that should be cool. But yeah, 2 stars, good match. Not a bad Divas match, you know, it kept me entertained. I actually didn't have to take a piss, so yeah. Yeah, it's gotta be like Kaitlyn's, 3rd trying out the Divas title. Head to the back of the line, girl. Damn. So yeah, Eve retains, 2 stars. Then we have the United States Championship match, R-Truth versus Antonio Cesaro. United States Champion. I think it's absolutely hilarious. I love when he does that. Big fan of Cesaro. This match actually was not as good as I thought it was going to be, because it wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be either. It was very short. I give it 2 stars. Cesaro ended up retaining with the neutralizer. It's disappointing because I had at least wanted to give this a 2 3/4 stars, but didn't even get, you know, to that. Didn't even get to that quality of a match. So it's just wasn't even 10 minutes, I don't believe, of the match. If it was 9 or barely 10. Yeah, and you know, before the match, Cesaro ripped on American holidays like Thanksgiving and stuff. It's pretty funny. And yeah, but Cesaro hit the neutralizer for the win. I just think he's a great U.S. champ. I really hope he holds on to it for a while. He's very good in the ring. He's unbelievably, deceivingly strong. Like, you would not think at first, you know, say, all right, this guy's probably pretty strong, but not as strong as he appears to be. I mean, damn. When he hit the neutralizer on Brodus Clay, I was very impressed. I mean, God. So, yeah. Big fan of Cesaro. Nice match there. Nice retain. Successful title defense, if you will. So yeah, neutralizer for the 3, 2 stars. The okay match. Disappointed with it, but Cesaro wins. Then we have this whole AJ Vickie bit next. Just so terrible. I mean, I cannot stand AJ. I think her acting is terrible. I can't stand her. Like, I just can't. I lose control. I hate that fucking shit. It's so annoying. I can't stand her little twitches, and even her entrance music. Fucking so annoying. It's fucking terrible. Yeah, so this was just horrible altogether, and you know, Vickie's not. I'm not saying Vickie's any better of an actress, so yeah, it was just altogether a shit show. But AJ gets attacked all of a sudden from behind. Basically, AJ was showing all these clearly photoshopped pictures of Vickie doing just childish things with other superstars or whatever. It was kids would have found it funny. But we see Tamina Snuka, who's been out for a while. She attacks AJ from behind in the ring. Couldn't be happier. Couldn't happen. Couldn't happen to someone who deserved it more, I guess you'd say. Hope, and I'm sure she's got more coming, but I couldn't be happier to see that happen to her. She got attacked from behind, and then Tamina hit that huge superfly splash off the top, like your daddy. So yeah, that was cool. And then Vickie kind of just laughed at AJ and walked up. So it was nice to see AJ laying in the ring. Sorry, bitch. Next we have the World Heavyweight Championship match, Sheamus versus Big Show. Not as good as their Hell in a Cell match, but this was still pretty entertaining. Big Show ended up retaining. What happened was Sheamus went for the brogue kick, and Show pulled the referee into the path of Sheamus's boot and just got crushed right in the temple. A bunch of refs, EMTs came down, checking on the official. And so meanwhile, Sheamus is checking too, and Big Show turns around. Sheamus gets up, turns around into the WMD, KO punch from Big Show, 1, 2, 3. So wrap. He hits that, and then one of the refs who was there checking on his, compadre, I guess, his fellow referee, fellow zebra, if you will, turns around, 1, 2, 3, counts Sheamus' shoulders down. So Big Show is still your World Heavyweight Champion. And, Cole, and they're arguing. By the way, King's commentating since he's been back has not been bad at all. I've been pleasantly surprised. I hope he can keep it this way. I don't know what it is. It just seems like he's not, like pulling for the faces as much, which I'm sure he is, but not clearly, as blatantly as he is. But yeah, so let's see. Oh, so what happened was Cole, JBL, and King, they're all like, oh, was this a fair call? Was this a good call what the referee did or whatever? And you've seen it happen before in a match where ref gets knocked out and someone's got a pin attempt, and then a ref will sprint down to the ring, or there's just, like Hell in a Cell match, there's a number of refs around the ring or whatever, and then, someone makes a cover and there's no one there, and then the other ref will just make the 1, 2, 3. It's legal if you ask me. It was a good call. So, and Big Show's still World Heavyweight Champion, so I'm not going to complain there. Yeah, so he counted 1, 2, 3, but then after the match, the ref stopped Big Show and said, I'm reversing the decision, but Big Show is still World Heavyweight Champion, just he gets disqualified, so Sheamus wins because they saw how he actually used the referee as a shield, pretty much, and it was absolutely hilarious because the ref who made the 3 count was trying to calm Big Show down. He said, yeah, the decision's reversed, like, you're still world champion, you lost the match, and Big Show just flipped his shit, like, oh, you fucking kidding me, that's fucking bullshit. You could clearly see him saying that, at least a couple of bullshits, and then you could hear it clear as day right in front of the camera. He said, you are a dumbass to one of the refs. Absolutely hilarious, like, you are a dumbass. Yeah, so that was good stuff, but, yeah, just happy Big Show's World Heavyweight Champion still for now. So, yep, the winner by DQ, Sheamus. I'm going to give this 2.5 stars. Not as good as the Hell in a Cell match, but it was kept me entertained. These two have pleasantly put on a couple of nice matches together, and it's kind of hard to do with Big Show. So, yeah, 2.5 stars. Next, we go to the traditional Survivor Series, the actual traditional Survivor Series elimination 5-on-5 tag team match that we were all looking forward to. Team Ziggler, which included Alberto Del Rio, Damien Sandow, you're welcome. David Otunga, I guess was Cody Rhodes' replacement. I don't know why they chose him. They could have gotten someone a lot better. I just think he's a waste of space. But Wade Barrett and the captain Dolph Ziggler versus Team Foley, which had Kane, Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, The Miz, the newly babyface Miz, and the hopefully not face for much longer, Randy Orton. So, yeah, this was a very good match. This was a match of the night, in my opinion. I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. It was a really solid Survivor Series tag team match. Again, there's been better ones in recent years, but again, this one was definitely not the worst. This is kind of in the middle. Yeah. So, who was? Let's see. Otunga got eliminated early. Is the Miz? By the way, the Miz. I just think he's going to be a great face. He got the crowd pumped up last night after a bunch of series of moves. I just think he's perfect. He's going to be perfect as a face. Maybe it'll take a little time for him to get used to it, comfortable with it, but over time, I just think he's going to, fit very well into that role. And the main reason I was just disappointed, by the way, the finish of the match was Dolph Ziggler and Randy Orton. And basically, sorry, I lost focus. Lost my point of thought here. Yeah, so it was Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler at the in the end, and basically Orton hit his DDT, the second ropes, and so it's kind of like King's like, "What are you doing, Randy? You got him. Go for the cover." And he kind of stared and was lining up for a. These crowd started chanting punt, 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 and I already knew it wasn't going to happen because Dolph was first of all lined up the wrong way. Orton kicks with his right foot, not his left, so he wouldn't have connected with the left foot. But it was just cool to see that because, he hasn't even attempted a punt in God knows how long, because I thought they banned it due to concussion, for concussion's sake. But yeah, so he went for the punt, and as soon as he ran in, Dolph popped up, super kick right to the jaw, with Shawn Michaels, how he used to reverse the punt when he and Orton feuded a few years ago. Yeah, just right in the jaw, super kick. That's why I love Dolph. I mean, his offense, he can just do so much shit that all guys you'd see like Shawn Michaels doing back in the day. I think he's one of those guys in unlimited moveset. Super kick right to the chin, 1, 2, 3. That's your match. I'm very happy Dolph Ziggler picked up the win for his team. It's about fucking time he starts getting, the push he deserves and move towards the Money in the Bank date whenever that is he cashes it in. But I'm just happy, he didn't get buried and actually was allowed to pick up the win for his team and was the lone survivor. That's what made it cool for me. But yeah, I was just so disappointed because I was looking forward basically the whole night. I was looking forward to Randy Orton turning heel. Maybe I thought it was going to be down. It was down to he and Miz at one point, and Miz got eliminated by Del Rio of that Insiguri kick. But I thought, maybe they'd do some damage, and then Orton would turn around, hit Miz with an RKO, cost his team the match. Or, after the match, Orton kind of just looked dejected, had a bit of a bloody lip, bottom lip, and he and Mick were kind of looking at each other. Foley was on the outside. I thought Foley would get involved somehow in the match. I mean, he put Mr. Sacco and Ricardo Rodriguez, but I thought after maybe Orton would, the music would stop playing. Mick Foley would get in the ring, raise Orton's hand, and shake hands, hug, or whatever, and then Orton would turn around to an RKO, thus finally officially turning him heel. But you know what? I read actually that punt kick attempt last night was just part of the build-up to his heel turn, so it's going to happen. It's 100% set in stone, at least as far as I'm concerned. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when now. I hope, maybe tonight, something on Raw, we'll see it tonight, or maybe he'll get that much closer to turning heel. Either way, though, you can just see, I mean, just the way he's walking out to the ring, he doesn't smile as much as he used to when he was a face, and just doesn't, acknowledge fans in the crowd as much as he used to, and I just can sense it, I don't know why, if that's weird, but I can just sense it, and I can tell by looking at him that he's going to turn heel, and I can tell he's fucking ready, too, so... Yeah, 3.5 stars. This was a good match. Very happy with the outcome. Ziggler win. Would have liked to see Orton turn heel, but I can be patient. So, yeah, good for Dolph, though. So then we had the main event, the triple threat match for the WWE Championship. John Cena versus Ryback versus CM Punk, the defending champion, who last night was 364 days as WWE Champion. This was a good match. Actually, a lot better than I thought it'd be, to be honest with you. Solid triple threat match. Everyone, worked on each other. It's cool to see Cena and Ryback go at it for the first time. Cena debuted his new gear, by the way, last night. Navy. It wasn't as bad. I thought it was going to be yellow, because that's the only color of the rainbow he hasn't worn pretty much. He's worn orange, green, blue, purple, black, red, and pink now, last month, breast cancer shit, so I figure why not yellow, but it's actually it's navy blue with yellow lettering, yellow writing, never give up. There's like a picture of Cena doing a salute, and it says 10 years strong, so it wasn't actually that bad. Yeah, so, like I said, these guys everyone worked on each other. It's cool to see. Ryback actually lasting, working this match with this type of duration, a match lasting this long. I was interested to see how Ryback could keep up, if he'd be gassed or out of breath. His stamina would be like, 'cause he's a big guy, so. But, yeah, so let's see, what was the cool spots in this? Cena and Punk double suplexed Ryback through a table, the announcer's table. They just had enough. They were both working on one point. It was cool. When Cena was pounding on him on Ryback on the outside, Punk was kicking him, and Cena was down just punching him. I just got glimpses of like that 03, 04, like Doctor of Thuganomics heel Cena. It was just cool to see that, man. I loved seeing that shit. And then they kind of looked at each other, ripped the cover of the announcer's table off. I don't believe it was the Spanish one. I'll get to that in a second. But then double suplex Ryback through the table, so they get it to one-on-one. And then it was a lot of good near falls in this. Cena kicked out of the GTS. Punk kicked out of the AA. FU. I refuse to call it the AA. Kicked out of the FU. Punk is, managed to get out of the STF. I think some help from Ryback. He broke it up a couple of times. And Ryback hit shell shocked on Cena, and then he hit shell shocked on Cena. Punk was down after he just got lit up by a clothesline. I think that big meat hook clothesline. But yeah, shell shocked on Cena, and then all of a sudden these three guys, three young dudes in all black, just storm the ring and start beating down Ryback. No one else, Punk and Cena are both down there untouched, but Ryback's just getting beaten down by these three dudes. I didn't know who they were at first. Couldn't really tell. It didn't look familiar. And they tossed him to the outside and cleared off the Spanish announcer's table. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it. The Spanish announcer's table. It wouldn't be a pay-per-view without a Spanish announcer's table being destroyed. But these three guys, kind of like the Dudleys used to do, and Devon used to hoist whoever it was, Devon's their next victim up on Bubba's shoulders to powerbomb him through the table off the turnbuckle. They kind of did that. Two of them stood on the side, hoisted Ryback up to the biggest of the three, and all three just combined forceful powerbomb right through the Spanish announcer's table. I mean, bone rattling. Yeah, they really laid him the fuck out. And so Ryback was toast from then. He was basically out after that. And basically after that, the camera, you could kind of see some of their faces. And Cole said, "Oh, these guys are right in front of us. I recognize these young men. That's one of them was Seth Rollins, who I kind of the NXT champion, who I kind of figured, aka Tyler Black. I kind of figured one of them was him because I'm not too familiar with him, but I've seen clips of him with it that it's his like kind of half black hair and like half blonde, or I don't know what the fuck color that is, like streak in his hair or whatever. But I could tell that was him. The other one was Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns was the big guy. Before I get to the finish of the match, these three guys apparently have been. I'm gonna be the first to admit I'm not too familiar with these guys. I didn't follow them on the indie circuit or anything. I'm not too familiar with their work, but I have been hearing great things about Dean Ambrose. I do know who he is. John Moxley, I guess it used to be called in his wherever he used to wrestle in the indies. But he's only 26. He's fucking prime of his life, prime career. So I've heard he's great on the mic. I've watched actually some promos he's cut. And he and Foley were doing their whole back and forth thing that was going to lead into a feud. I'm very excited to see what he can do. He looks like he can be an awesome heel, and apparently he's an awesome wrestler too. Seth Rollins, I've heard he's just absolutely incredible in the ring. I've heard his mic work could use some work, but that's beyond the point. He's wrestling, apparently just outstanding. He's extremely talented young guy. And then Roman Reigns, I am not too familiar with, to be honest. I've never really heard of him, but I actually just did read that Triple H is high on him out of those three, because he's big, jacked. It doesn't surprise me. Triple H likes the big jack guys just like Vince does. Cena, Ryback, Triple H. That's his boy, I guess. Roman. Sheamus, big guys like that. So he may have found a new workout buddy. But yeah, he's just a fan of that type of wrestler. I guess big, jacked, stocky. So yeah, stocky means short. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, looking very anxious to see these guys. So yeah, after they destroyed Ryback, Punk basically was in the ring. Cena was still down. He crawled over, hooked the leg. 1, 2, 3. So wrap. Punk winner. Still our WWE champion. As soon as The bell rung as soon as Punk hit 1, 2, 3. Bell rung. Those three dudes just booked it as soon as the same way they came in through the crowd behind like the timekeeper's table over the barricade. So I wouldn't be surprised if tonight on Raw it was a bit we find out it was a bit of collusion between Punk and these three. Hopefully a new stable forms. That would be cool to see. But yeah, Punk is up to win. And I know a lot of people are complaining. I've heard a lot of people complaining, how Punk won this, and I wish they didn't have to make him look like so cheap, like a whiny little heel or whatever. But hey, I hate to say it, but this is how heels win. Like, this is how heels are supposed to win. They win any way possible. Like, Punk win. He basically stole last night. Crawled in the back doors. A scummy. I'll be the first to admit. It's a scummy little cheap way to win. Not cheap way. It's just a scummy little. He kind of stole it. Picking the bones, if you will. But that's how heels win. They do whatever it takes to win. They don't care if they break the rules or if they win cleanly. As long as they walk out with the W, and if it's a championship match, as long as they walk out with that championship, that's all they care about. They don't care how they get it done. Low blows, rake of the eyes, holding the tights, weapon, distracting referee. They don't care how they get it done. A heel is a heel, and they're supposed to win cheaply. They're not supposed to win clean. Sure, every now and then maybe they can win clean, but most of the time you expect them to win any way possible and expect it to be pretty dirty. So I was completely okay with the way Punk won. Not as long he retained the title, so that was good enough for me. I'm gonna give this 3 stars. It was not a bad not a bad triple threat match at all. It's just my opinion, so don't get all heated, folks. Okay, jeez. Yeah, so very cool to see Punk retain Survivor Series. Went up there with Punk and Heyman, walking back up the ramp. Punk holding his championship high above his head, and now we're heading into Raw tonight. A year ago today at Survivor Series, Punk won the WWE Championship, and fast forward a year to this very day, he is still our WWE champion. 365 days through and through, unreal, and very cool to see. I mean, I haven't seen a championship reign this long ever, as long as I've been watching wrestling. Obviously those older guys in the 80s, I wasn't born yet, so I didn't see the Hogan reigns or any of that shit. But even when WWE had its best year in 2003, when the Triple H, his Evolution, his World Heavyweight Championship reigns, there were 5, 6, 7 months, which I thought was pretty, solid reign at the time, which it is in general, I think. But I mean, now Punk a year, and even Sheamus before he lost to the show was like 7, 8 months. So it's just good to see the 2 world titles finally having meaning again, not just being flip flop back and forth between the same 2 or 3 guys like it was the last 2 years. Like 2010, 2011 seemed like every 2 or 3 months, 4 months tops. So yeah, it's just cool to see. I'm very anxious to see Dean Ambrose, what this guy can do. And I know a lot of people have been calling for him to be called up to the roster, ASAP. So apparently his time is now. Same with Rollins and Reigns. So I'm really pumped to see what these guys have in store for us. I'm sure we'll see them on Raw tonight. Maybe Punk will say, these guys I hired, maybe we're all working together. These are my boys, and this is a new revolution we're going to start. Maybe a new stable, who knows? Like another new Nexus. Yeah, so overall, Survivor Series, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't the best at all, but it wasn't the worst also. It wasn't very good or great. It wasn't, shitty. It was just there. It was what it was. It was just there. It was mediocre. It was good. It was good. That's the best word to say. It was good. Yeah. So 6.5 out of 10. Raw should be good tonight. It's actually 6:28 right now, so just under an hour and a half, or a little over an hour and a half. Raw should get underway. But I'm sure we'll see some more of the those 3 new young bloods. Get them involved right away on Raw. Maybe some more Randy Orton. Maybe he turns heel tonight. Maybe more of a build-up towards his heel turn. Either way, it's good with me. Maybe we'll see Miz more in his face role. Sure, we'll see more AJ Vickie shit. See what's next for Cena. I'm sure Ryback's going to want to destroy Punk tonight, or destroy someone. So, yeah. That's pretty much it, guys. Hell in a Cell was okay. Raw I'm looking forward to tonight. Should be pretty good stuff. And so we now head towards the last pay-per-view of 2012, which is TLC. I believe it takes place somewhere mid-December, the latter part of December. So yeah, but that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully this video actually uploads. There's no sound issues on this like there was when I tried before. But comment, subscribe if you want to. Let me know your thoughts on last night's show. What you think of these new guys, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. And let me know anything about CM Punk and his year-long reign, officially now year-long. And let me know what you think is going to happen on Raw tonight, what you think about Randy Orton's heel turn upcoming and Miz turning face and, all that good stuff. So just let me hear your thoughts, guys. I'll be back later. I'm going to watch Raw tonight. I may DVR it because I may be going out. I'm not sure. I should find out soon, though. But either way, I will do a review of the show. It may be later tonight. If not, it will be sometime tomorrow. Yeah, so either way, there will be a Raw review, so keep your eyes open for that, guys. But that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. Wow, this video is 30 minutes long. Yeah, so I'm done, guys. I'm out. Peace.